The game Maze War was first created in 1974 and is the first known instance of a first-person shooter game. It was also the first game to employ the use of a minimap, player avatars, and peer-to-peer network gameplay. It was available on a few IMLAC computers at NASA and MIT, and eventually versions were created for a number of Xerox machines. Although the concepts behind the game are used in many today, the original is no longer playable on current machines. This project aimed to change that. We developed a pixel-perfect recreation of the 1977 Xerox Alto version of Maze War, which plays identically compared to reference material available. All current reference material is fairly low quality, as most was recorded before high-quality cameras were readily available. The background video shown up to this point, and this image of Maze War from the Xerox Star were the primary references used to create the game. The first task was implementing the user interface. The Xerox Alto computer used a unique display resolution at 606 by 808 pixels. With that information and this screenshot of the reference video, we were able to find the measurements for most of the user interface content by outlining the screen sections in photo editing software set to the correct dimensions, and measuring the pixel offsets. The other major feature in the user interface was the font chosen to display scores. Using reference material from a Xerox Star and an image of the Xerox Alto's terminal, we were able to find a font that closely matched. Here, you can see the font from the Xerox Star scores and our scores. Stage generation was important for creating interesting play areas. While the original game had a level editor, no references were available to model, and it was slightly outside the scope of the project. For this reason, we opted with implementing procedural maze generation. This is achieved by implementing a recursive backtracking algorithm to generate a single solution maze, and then running a wall deletion pass which adds holes to walls. The wall deletion was implemented in such a way that a gradient is possible for how many long, uninterrupted hallways will be present in the final maze. The original Maze War was the first peer-to-peer multiplayer game, requiring an Ethernet cord to play against others. We implemented a simple local area network system that allows the game host to act as both the server and the client, and all joining players to simply act as clients. Since it may be difficult to gather people up to play, we have also implemented artificial intelligence players to play against. These AI agents are independent and use the same control system that players do. They also have a full understanding of the maze structure and their position in it, but no knowledge of other agent positions within, corresponding to the player's minimap. The agents will move through the maze in search of opponents and give chase to kill until a target is dead or has evaded line of sight. We think that this project is a great replica of the original game and is useful as a playable piece of computer game history.